everyone. Time for Validator AMA number 24. Is it 24 already? Dang, that is a lot of validating and stuff. Welcome, welcome. I did not post this on Telegram, so if anyone's in the Pulse Dev and Gamma Dev Chat Telegram, please post the link. If you don't, I will post afterwards because I'm not near that computer. But yeah, I got like 20 minutes, a little bit before, but I wanted to go over a couple things that are interesting. First of all, number go up on validators. It's went up dramatically. I think it's like 26K yesterday. It could be 55K for all I know now. We're going to check it out though. And the other thing is client diversity. I don't think people understand client diversity enough, and or just maybe confused or don't understand it otherwise. I've been doing some research on this recently because I wanted to come up with a tool that would help figure out the client diversity for PulseChain. Ultimately failed so far. Cannot figure out a way to do it, which is annoying. So I kind of put it on the side so far, but I'll show you what I'm talking about, and we'll get a little bit into that so you understand that concept better, because it's very important and it's easy to understand. And once we'll go through it, I think you'll get it pretty quickly. But let me see. What's up, Red Squirrel? Good to see you, man. Always see you around. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. Appreciate you seeing here. Definitely look forward to talking more Tetris stuff with Stu, Neil for T-Shares, and gang, and yourself someday. If you ever want to come on, Red Squirrel, talk about the squirrel in a way that Sentinel strategy, I will more than happily have you on here so you can talk about it. So just let me know. Ash, what's happening, man? Shout out to Ash and Pokemon. You got the modern Pokemon though, which, hey, respect for going there too. Although I grew up with the classic with Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle, and all those characters who were the first class Pokemon, the first class. Anyways, Alex Santos, what's happening? Good to see you. Goody213. Welcome. Again, this is gonna be a quick one. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. I can't say I'll get to them all because I got two things I want to cover, and that's going to take the majority of the time. But if you have any burning questions, let me know, put them in, and I will try to get to them. Let me put on the screen though wow, we're almost coming up on 27, almost 27K. So we got 26,790. Man, that is just this dramatic. I wish we had, well, I mean, in front of us, we do have a chart of it going up, but it doesn't quite show. Yeah, there's only shows 7 days. I'm telling you, it felt like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's accurate or not. It felt like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weweeks. The Genesis validators exited. We got just at 20K. I think we were a little over 20K. They exited. I think we got under 20K. It was 19K. I was like, oh, wow. Is there any more validators going to come online? I don't know. And then I felt like a week or so ago, it's like, boom, there's 4K validators came online, and then 6K. And then, we got 100 more entering almost as well. So shoot, if we keep trending like this, you never know. We may just get to 27K and even 30K. What was I talking about before? Maybe 50. I was thinking maybe by the end of the year we get 50K. I was hoping. Oh man, I don't know. We'll see how crypto goes. If we got some more motivation for people to come online or not, but that'll be interesting. And then it got as low as maybe 2,700 or so become a validator, and as high as, I believe I was streaming when it was, I want to say 7,000 some, 7,800, 7,200, something like that, to be a validator. So if you believe Pulse is going to go up in price, and if you believe you're going to become a validator later, but you want to secure that position early, you can pick it up when it is cheaper than you think it will be later on. That's one way to do it. Or if you already have a lot, you just want to dedicate some, save some for validating later when you get the hardware, when you get up for it, whatever it is, you can do that as well. But pretty sweet. We are dotting the map all over the globe with validators. Europe's online, Asia's online, US, of course. We got Africa. We got one in Africa, South Africa, looks like. Who knows when we'll see one in, Egypt, and it's like we're in the kind of the Middle East area here as well. Mediterranean area too. So pretty cool. South America is definitely online. Antarctica, we got 6 out of the 7. Come on, Antarctica. Come on, McMurdo Station or any of the other stations down there. Put up a PulseChain validator. I bet the ETH has a validator down there. I bet they do. I bet somebody's running ETH validator in Antarctica because, why wouldn't they? So, but we're early, right? We're early. We'll be 9 weeks in, something like that. Anyways, validator's looking great. Good to see that. I'm going to hide the comments for a moment, and then we're going to go to client diversity. Let me just Google for client diversity too, and we'll read. Again, we're going to read Ethereum a little bit. It's just that you can apply it pretty much the same thing. PulseChain, it's a fork, so a lot of this stuff translates over. But a couple interesting things that you may not know. So first of all, client diversity. Why do we need it? Two things off the top of my head. One is if there's a critical bug in anything, whether it's a security related bug where a bunch of validators get popped and get hacked and they somehow are disrupted from securing the network, stuff like that. That's one. You want there to be diversity. You want there to be different software, different clients, different configurations. So there isn't like one exploit that just takes them all down or hacks all of them and disrupts the network, stuff like that. And two, if there's some other related bug, which is not even maybe remotely, you can't, it's not like an exploit, it's not a vulnerability. It's just there's some devs make an update and things go badly and it starts affecting the clients. You don't want the entire network to go down. If everyone's only running Aragon and Prism or Geth and Lighthouse, then if there's ever a bug in Geth and that affects Geth and Lighthouse or Prism and Aragon or any kind of different stuff like that, or it just affects Lighthouse and we got Prism running on other nodes and stuff, you don't want the entire network to go down. So if everyone's running the same client, it's much more likely if there are some critical issues that happen that it drastically affects the network. So client diversity, they kind of hit it on the head here. Client diversity is not optional. It's critical, and they have some stats here. Somebody's ran the numbers. If a single client is used by 2/3 of validators, there's a real risk in disrupting the chain. I think these are going to, let's see, there's some different articles that link to the different effects that majority of things going down, a majority of control of networks. I went over this before, I think on Validator AMA, which is pretty interesting. So you can tune into that or check out the previous ones too. But essentially, you don't want everyone running the same clients because of critical bug, things go poorly. And you don't want there to be a majority share or all these specific numbers I've talked about before of people participate in the network, because then they could influence in different ways, double spend, all that stuff. Like if enough people have control of the network, they can cause things to happen. It's usually not forging transactions all the time, although if you get in certain super high numbers, that can happen. But 51% attack is kind of like there's some other, again, I don't have the stats in front of me, but you need more than that to control certain things and really execute a successful attack and all that. So anyways, decentralization is good. That's the thing. And client diversity is decentralization in a way analogous to running different clients. So there's 4 clients we use that have been forked by the PulseChain dev team. Geth, Aragon are the 2 execution clients, and Lighthouse and Prism are the 2 consensus clients. So it's interesting too, because my scripts use Geth and Lighthouse. So I'll put the GitHub up here. So if you're not familiar, I can show you on that too. So mine use, let's see if I should put it, description. Where is it? Environment. It's in here somewhere. Talks about using Geth and Lighthouse. Anyways, mine use Geth and Lighthouse. And I think, let's see. Let me find feeder script or feeders guide script deal. Install validators. I think he uses Prism. Looks like Geth and Prism, probably. Prism, yeah. So Geth and Prism looks like. And then if you use DipSlayer scripts, you can choose your client. You can choose whichever execution, whichever consensus, and different scripts and guides and stuff. Use different ones, which is great. So if a lot of people are not setting it manually, if most people running validators are using some sort of script or guide, and those scripts and guides use different clients, have different preferences, talk about how to set up the different ones, that helps the client diversity. So I was trying to figure out, okay, let me show you the really good links in here too. I'll drop a couple in the chat. I was doing some research and came across some really cool stuff. So this is some stuff to understand the Dev2 P2P stack. And it basically talks about, if you're really interested in, so here's some client diversity stats and where they come from. I'll go to that in a second. But you can see, the different diversity, certain amount running gas, certain amount running Prism, Lighthouse, Aragon, stuff like that. Looks like majority of the ETH, when this was written at least, is running Geth. Majority is running Prism here. And this really explains about blockchains, networks, and clients, and ARPANET and all this stuff, and the kind of the history of P2P and decentralization. So super good blog. Highly recommend if you're into the technical details. It talks about how this stuff works. So I was coming across this because I was trying to figure out how to get diversity stats. And let's see if I can find the website that actually pulls the stuff from. The clientdiversity.org dashboard. So this is one place. So clientdiversity.org. What is the one that's really good? Is it Ethernodes? Maybe Ethernodes is the place. Yeah. Yes. Because there's one. Okay, browse. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So this is stuff I would like to get access to. If there was a way, so I think, again, I've been reading how to do this. I can't quite figure out how to do it in code for PulseChain, but it looks like they have some sort of, they've been pulling data. They have some sort of database where they've been connecting the peer-to-peer stuff, figuring out all the nodes. And once they figure out all the nodes, they can pull info like the IP address. And then from the IP address, they can derive the country and ISP and stuff. And then probably they're also talking to the client side where they can figure out, is it Aragon, is it Geth, Nethermind, Besu, and the different clients. And I think that part's more simple, like fingerprinting clients once you know where it is. So basically you can connect to the port that's open and probably be able to fingerprint it somehow. I think that's the easy part that I could probably do. But I don't know how to get a list of all the stuff to do it with like they have. So it seems like it's one of those processes that takes a while, connecting all the stuff, and then how do you keep the list updated? It seems like a very big project to do. If it was something simple, I was just trying to like, hey, here's a script that can kind of pull this stuff down and store the data somewhere. But this is really cool because you can search for, first of all, you can get stats. You can see how many clients are using the different, or how many nodes and validator nodes are using the different clients. So you can get stats for that, which we see here. So the different stats and going on, which countries have the most. Yeah, beautiful website. Really like this. What OS they're using. 97%. Remember, everyone was like, how do I run this on Windows? Well, you can see how there's 150 Windows nodes out of the whole thing, and 22 brave people running on Mac. Very interesting. And the unknown are probably just some other form of Linux, some like thing they weren't able to fingerprint for Linux. So usually that's that, or maybe something interesting like a Raspberry Pi or some sort of specialized node they've set up. See what's network types. Cool. Yeah, they can even do it by this hosting. Yeah, so 61% is some sort of data center. I guess hosting means data center, cloud, stuff like that. Residential. Yeah, because when they look at, let's see, yeah, if we go to browse, and yeah, so we can look at ISP. There's a ability to see the different IP blocks and who they belong to, whether they belong to AWS or Oracle Cloud or Microsoft Cloud or Google Cloud or some other data center, versus they can tell if you're running ISP at home or some other non-commercialized hosting service. So anyways, I think it's a much bigger project than I was originally thinking, but this is really cool to be able to get the versions, get the clients, see the OS. Again, last seen. So if I were to imagine how they're doing it, they're probably peering and with their own node or with some other the dev to dev to PTP stuff that I was talking about here. And then they're just like basically adding them to a database and then polling them every once in a while to see if they've changed or did they go offline or did they upgrade their version or change the client or anything like that. So having this information is super interesting, and I hope PulseChain has this kind of. Hope we have pulsenodes.org sometime. I think that's just super cool to be able to go through the clients and see their different stats and just get client stats. Again, we want to know how diverse we are. So PulseChain, if there's ever a bug in Geth or Aragon or Prism or Lighthouse, we know how diverse we are. We know if there ever is a bug, what portion of the network may not be working properly. And we can sort of see, okay, if we have 50% of people or 70% of people using Geth and Lighthouse and 30% using Prism and Aragon or something, then we know that, okay, it'd be nice if we onboarded more people who are validators to use the other ones, and sort of, that kind of thing too, which is just good to know. And you can sort of determine some things once you have the information. So if anyone knows how to do this, if it's simpler than I'm thinking, let me know. But I haven't figured out an easy way to do it without really, I don't know, maybe you never know. Maybe it'll turn into a bigger project sometime too. But yeah, I thought that was interesting to discuss the node diversity, why it's important. If there are critical bugs, if there are, security stuff or otherwise, we can determine what portion of the network, where we need to bump up the numbers, or where it'd be nice to at least, what portion could we lose if there's a bug here or there, and then we'll know how confident we are that the network's still going to be okay if a bunch of the nodes go down, unfortunately, because of some bug or otherwise. So just 1 second, take a note, and I'll take if there's any question. Again, get the questions in. I have like 2 minutes. Get the questions in if you have any, though. All right. That's what I got sharing. Go to the chat. What's up, Hex Fetty? Welcome back, man. Good to see you. I like that avatar too. I like the suit. That's good. Finn Bear. What's up, Finn Bear? Welcome, sir. TextX, thanks over to the community. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, TextX5555. I do try to provide utility and all that good stuff. So glad you guys are doing well. Hope everything's going good. Hope your validators are going burr so hard. Let's check the let's see. Let's check Launchpad real quick. I haven't checked Launchpad for a while. Again, one of the benefits of hosting in the cloud and stuff is, you can go on vacation. You don't have to worry about the uptime, electricity costs, all that stuff. If you're doing it at home, there's certain things you need to be aware of. You got to take care of security more. Use a different router. Don't use your home router. Stuff. I've tweeted about this. I've talked about it online. Let me know if you have any questions. But yeah, current APR. We'll see if these numbers go up or down, or official numbers come out that are more accurate too. But yeah, everything's looking good. Everything's looking good. Client diversity, it will be interesting one day. And again, if anybody wants to check out some technical stuff on how the discovery works and the different P2P and blockchain stuff, feel free to check out the link in the chat. That's all I got. May stream later today. May stream at some point again. We'll see if I feel if I got some time, but I had about a few minutes. I want to go through this because I thought it was fun and could talk about this for a minute. So client diversity. If you didn't know, now you know. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. If I don't see you again, Scivive and 5555. We are out.